At the end of World War II, the whole world was shocked by the images of the Nazi Holocaust. Together with the extermination of the Jews, Germany and its allies had planned and pursued the mass murder of every category they deemed undesirable. Prisoners of war, political opponents, Roma, Sinti, homosexuals, mentally or physically disabled persons. The term Holocaust is also used for other cases of genocide, but the dimensions and organization of the Nazi Holocaust make it a mass crime without equal in history. Unfortunately, it was not the first nor the last deep wound to be inflicted on the heart of humanity. On October 24, 1945, in the immediate aftermath of World War II, the United Nations organization was founded. After the experience of Nazism, the UN aimed to safeguard democracy, freedom, and peace in the world. The UN now counts 193 member states. The purpose of the UN is to maintain international peace and security, promote respect for human rights, foster social and economic development, protect the environment, and provide humanitarian assistance to the victims of catastrophic events, famines, armed conflicts, or natural disasters. If there is a risk of genocide or serious violations of human rights, therefore, the UN has the duty to intervene. In the 1990s, the Rwandan genocide and the massacre of thousands of Bosnian civilians during the war in Yugoslavia showed the international community that the risk of genocide was not only a tragic memory of the past. In 1994, the Rwandan genocide was one of the bloodiest episodes in the history of 20th century Africa. It was triggered by the interethnic hatred between the Hutu, the ethnic majority group in the country, and the Tutsi, about 20% of the population. Before the situation deteriorated, the head of the United Nations Assistance Mission to Rwanda had unsuccessfully requested more blue helmets and permission to intervene. In July 1995, during the war in Bosnia and Herzegovina, the Bosnian Serb army, despite the presence of a contingent of blue helmets, occupied the UN security zone of Srebrenica in eastern Bosnia, exterminating more than 8,000 Bosnian Muslims. Again, the UN mission commander had unsuccessfully requested reinforcements. After the tragedies in Rwanda and in the Balkans, the UN began to discuss how to react effectively in case of serious violations of human rights. Responsibility to protect affirms that each state has the duty to protect its citizens from genocide, war crimes, ethnic cleansing, and crimes against humanity.
I call on the Myanmar authorities to suspend military action, end the violence, uphold the rule of law, and recognize the right of return of all those who had to leave the country.
If a state is not able to protect its people due to inability or unwillingness, the responsibility of helping the people that are threatened by such crimes is assumed by the international community. In September 2005, at the United Nations World Summit, all member states accepted these principles.
If I ask many of you what are the values that are closest to your heart, I'm sure you will tell me peace, equality, human dignity. And these are the same values that we as the United Nations is trying to promote. So I call on all of you to support us in this mission to promote these values and embrace these values across your communities, across your families, your schools and your countries. Spazio ai giovani.